All right, man, we're out here, a little cut in at one of our little lake spots, little after work session. Got the big old Gancraft tied on, big old swim bait. Hopefully at some point they're gonna start biting these. Fix that. And then we got the old jerk bait. Been throwing jerk baits the last few outings. We're officially fall weather, man. It's we had the hurricane roll through and it left us with some beautiful, nice, cool fall weather. It's maintained. This lake isn't super high. This is about normal height. A lot of other bodies of water are still way up high from the hurricane. The water we've had, it's been a week or two, and the fishing still is yet to catch up. We're still waiting on that glorious fall bite where they're just super active, chasing shad and stuff. Which is why I've been throwing jerk baits, man, just in hopes. I want to catch the beginning of it and be right on top of it when it happens. So that's why we're committed to the jerk bait. We'll throw the big bait around too. Why not? There's a lot of hydrilla out in this lake, so it's a good lake to throw over grass. So that's what we're gonna do. There's plenty of lily pads, but I brought no punching anything. We're not really focused on that. We're gonna commit to some deeper water, see if there's some fish out there chasing bait. Oh, there we go. There's one. There we go. Little guy. Right at the end of the cast. As soon as I got bit too, I saw another fish kind of come up and pop the surface over there. Gotcha. All right, that's a good sign. Didn't take too long to get our first bite. A little jerkbait fish, little guy. I don't know what it is about jerkbaits. I tend to catch smaller fish on them. I don't know if that's just because I tend to fish jerkbaits and mostly in lakes where I'm trying to catch numbers anyways. I think I fall victim to that, so I claim they're, you know, people do catch big fish on them. I've caught decent fish on jerkbaits, but this guy's about right for a jerkbait bite. But we're also starting out with the junior, the 110 junior. Little smaller. It's one of my just good starting points for me. This guy, we got a kind of darker color, but it is transparent. The water's a lot darker here, but it is fairly clear. So I just like a darker color for Florida waters. But there we go. There's one. We're on the board. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There we go. All right. They're up a little. I'm probably casting right to the edge of the grass where I think I'm not going to catch into the grass, basically is what I'm doing. This guy seems a little bigger. So I'm kind of on the outside casting up to it. Not really by design, I'm just kind of getting blown around. There's a little bit of wind. Oh, this guy. These fish are, all right, this might be a good sign. They're angry, they're fired up. They must be chasing some bait. It's very exciting. Been waiting to catch some fish on some reaction stuff, especially jerkbaits, man. So much fun. Such a fun bite. This guy's definitely a little better. I got 10-pound line. You know, these Megabass jerkbaits, I use the stock hooks. They're very light wire. I got my drag set pretty loose so they can just take line, and I'm just gonna slow work them. Kind of tucker them out till I can get my paws on them, till I can get a good mid on them. Oh, look at that. That's a thick one, man. That's a meaty guy. Look at that. That's what we're after. Oh, man. Can't tell you, the last 3, 4, 5 trips out, I've been throwing the old jerk baits, and it seems like every trip I get a little bit better with it, you know, just get a little more positive feedback. Today is definitely the day though. That's 2 bites in just a few minutes. I'm very excited. And that's a nice fish. That's a pretty good that's a healthy sized bass right there. We're gonna get a measurement on this guy. Old fat belly, gotta rub that big old fat belly. Old football shape. Good healthy Florida bass. This guy is we're gonna give him, he's hard to do one-handed. I'm not doing a great job. Sorry, buddy. Close that mouth. Okay. We're at 15 and a quarter. All right. Oh, there's another one. There we go. There we go. He's definitely pitching up fairly shallow up there. Or at least a lot shallow. Ah, there he goes. He spit it. Dang it. Oh, there's one right out of the gate. I was just reeling my bait down. This guy came up and snagged it. He's a very little guy. We got a little tiny guy. A little aggressive dude. All right. Get this guy unhooked. Oh, come on, baby. There we go. Oh, shoot. Player time. Okay. Boom. Here we go. Number 3. There's one. There we go. That feels pretty decent. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. We're basically back where we started. Just right where we dropped in. Oh, that's definitely a nice fish. I mean, this is where we got the majority of our bites. We went around the lake. We threw the big Clash 9. We kind of poked around in some other spots with the jerk baits and just nothing much happening, man, but they were obviously kind of schooled up over here. That's a nice fish. This might be the biggest one so far today. Look at this guy. Oh my God, dude. Oh, that's a nice one. Unbelievable, man. They are not giving up easily today. Like I said, I got my drag set real loose. That's these, you know, these Mega Bass jerk baits. They come with super light wire finesse hooks. That's kind of why I like to throw all my jerk baits on a spinning setup, because I like to have a really, you know, smooth drag situation. And I'd rather kind of fight them out like this rather than kind of truck them in. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, he's at the surface. Come on, baby. Come on. You can see, look at that. Oh, that's another, look at that. That's another football shaped fish just in time for the football season. Look at that fish. You can see the jerk bait completely hoovered in its mouth like that. That's a good sign. It's not really, you know, barely hooked and kind of snagged on the outside. This fish, that was a definitive bite right there. Absolutely hammered it. There we go. Beauty of the jerk baits. You got 3 treble hooks to find purchase. Even though they're very light, finessey hooks. You know, they're super sticky sharp. When you get all three of them in a fish, you land it. Look at that. That's all healthy belly right there. Get a good rub on that fat belly. All right. That is, man, that's the kind of shape fish you want to see. That's a healthy one. Okay. Little bit bigger. We're just a shade under 17, so this guy is 16 3/4. Man, that's a big ass belly, dude. That's a big belly. Okay, I say 16 3/4. The old girth measurement. Oh, look at that guy. I'm gonna say 12 1/4. All right, great bite as the sun's going down. Take that. There it is. Heck yeah. There's another one. There we go. Oh, he's a little guy. Got a little guy this time. Again, we're right back where we started, right in the same exact area where we were initially catching fish. You can see the sun's going down at the end. Ooh, another fat, healthy one, man. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can pluck this out. Bam, bam. Oh, come on. Fire time. All right, another little guy. All right, man. That was a good, you know, we've been, like I said earlier, we've been throwing jerk baits ever since the hurricane came through because the weather cooled off, and the bites just progressively getting better and better. Today, the fish, you know, they weren't nipping at it. They were hammering it, man. I was getting quality bites. And one thing to say, you can kind of see on this middle hook that it got a little bent out. I bent the hook back in, the barb of the hook, and the hook looks fine. It doesn't look bad or like that part of the hook is, you know, structurally, you know, compromised at this point. So I'll leave it. I'll keep fishing that hook. When one of these hooks gets to the point where I bend them in and out, or I've had to bend them back in, you know, once or twice, and you can see a kink in the wire of the hook, and obviously the hook really looks beat up, like it's not going to hold up, then I go ahead and I change out all three hooks all at the same time, all the same hook. You know, to have your jerk bait run correctly, you need to basically replace the hooks. You know, as the manufacturer intends, you need to basically have hook replacements where you're not really changing the weight of the bait and all that too much. So, you know, there's different ways you can go and find out which hooks are good replacements for which baits and stuff. You can kind of do a little research and figure that out. But when I replace one hook, I replace all of them. So as long as, you know, even if I have to bend one in, like I said, as long as it seems like it's okay, it's not too compromised, I'll keep fishing the bait until one of these hooks gets really boned up and it really looks like it needs to be swapped. I'll swap all three. And another thing, man, to note, after every fish I catch, especially on a jerk bait, these are not cheap baits, I just take and run my fingers up along that line, and if I feel any nicks or any kinks, anything, I snip it and I retie. And I retied almost between every fish I caught today, because it got a little boned up, my line. So I tie a long leader on, and I retie constantly using 10-pound fluorocarbon. You know, it gets nicked up pretty easily. It's a fairly light line. I take no chances. I don't want to lose my baits. I retie. Even if I see, you know, even if I'm sitting in the middle of fish blowing up all around me, I take the time, I retie. It's just good policy. Just helps you keep your your baits in your tackle box and not donating them to the drink, or getting them stuck in a fish's mouth that, you know, that's just not good. Not good for the fish, not good for you. So just a general helpful advice from someone that's lost a ton of jerk baits.